Hello and welcome to my first movie haul, film haul, video haul, whatever you want to call it. This one is going to be a bit unusual because I'm shooting it right in the middle of a 4-day weekend. So I've had more of a chance to watch the videos than I will have on my average movie haul video. So for the ones I've already watched, I'm probably going to be providing a brief review. First are the films I got from the Johns Hopkins University Library. This time I was fortunate to get a film from the McNaughton collection, which is separate from their main collection and features more popular films. And because these films are popular, it's really a matter of luck if you manage to check any of them out because so many people want to see them. So the film I got was Fantastic Mr. Fox. I'm not a huge fan of animated films, but the fact that it was directed by Wes Anderson and the Roald Dahl children's book as the source material attracted me to it. Wes Anderson I have a bit of a mixed record with. I really enjoyed Rushmore and The Darjeeling Limited, but was not such a huge fan of The Life Aquatic or The Royal Tenenbaums. So let's see how this one stacks up. And the rest of these from Hopkins are from their main library collection. First is Pasolini's Oedipus Rex. I've been watching a lot of Pasolini lately, and I tend to compare him to Bergman or Godard in that all these directors directed a really large number of films, some of which are amazing and some of which are dreck. And you really just have to watch each film and make up your own mind. This particular film, Oedipus Rex, I absolutely loved. It may be one of my favorite Pasolini films, or it may be my favorite Pasolini film. It's definitely one of my favorites. I feel like with this one and with his adaptation of Medea, he really captures the starkness and the beauty and the terror of Greek tragedy and makes it completely relevant. Highly, highly recommended. This one, The Witnesses, unfortunately, I cannot recommend so highly. I really enjoyed another film that the director André Téchiné did, and that film was called Changing Times. I thought it was beautiful, understated, and very mature. I also tried to watch his perhaps most acclaimed film, My Favorite Season, and that one I just could not get through, and I have to say I could not get through this one either. I just didn't find the characters compelling, didn't find the situation compelling. Next is the Dusan Makavejev Eclipse set, called Dusan Makavejev Free Radical. This includes the films Innocence Unprotected, Man is Not a Bird, and Love Affair. My favorite Makavejev film is W.R. Mysteries of the Organism, and the other two films I'd seen previously, which included Love Affair and Sweet Movie, I just did not much like at all. So far out of this collection, I just seen Man is Not a Bird, which I really enjoyed. It's probably my second favorite Makavejev film after W.R. It's a little bit like Love Affair, except I found it much more compelling, and it reminded me also a little bit of an early film by Milos Forman called Loves of a Blonde or A Blonde in Love. I'm about halfway through Innocence Unprotected, and that one's pretty good so far. Like W.R., it's sort of a quirky, sideways documentary. And last from Hopkins, I got the Lubitsch Musicals Eclipse set, which they packaged, unfortunately, without their original covers. This includes Monte Carlo, The Love Parade, The Smiling Lieutenant, and 1 Hour with You. I saw The Love Parade about a year ago and really enjoyed it. I thought it was Lubitsch at the top of his game, and who doesn't love Maurice Chevalier? And I just watched Monte Carlo, and unfortunately was a bit disappointed in that. It just didn't have quite the sparkle I expect from a Lubitsch film. I have not yet watched the other two films in this collection. And next, from University of Baltimore, I checked out the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. I've seen some previews for this, and it looked really interesting. I have a bit of a mixed record on Terry Gilliam. I loved his film Tideland, and I may be the only person who did. And I really liked Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and 12 Monkeys. Have to say I hated The Fisher King, did not get the big deal about Time Bandits, and While I adore the show Monty Python's Flying Circus, the films really just leave me cold. But I hope this one's good. From Stevenson University Library, I have the last volume of Season 1 of Arrested Development. I never got around to watching Arrested Development when it was on television. I had heard great things about it, but never really tuned in to see it. So I'm really glad to be watching it now on DVD. I found it's one of those few shows that really lives up to the hype. It's very clever and very funny. And I hope it continues being clever and funny. Have not gotten a chance to watch this yet. And last, these are the films I checked out from the Sights and Sounds department of the Enoch Pratt Free Library's central location. This is Intolerance by D.W. Griffith. As you can see, it's absolutely massive. And I just watched this yesterday. What to say about Intolerance? If you're a film buff, you will feel completely film illiterate until you have seen this, because everyone makes such a big deal about it, so you might as well just see it. It is 3 hours long, and unlike some silent films, it really just did not hold up that well by today's standards, I didn't think. Some silent films like Nosferatu, Sunrise, Metropolis are just wonderful, even watching them through contemporary eyes. This one felt very dated. And as far as D.W. Griffith films go, I hate to say it, but problematic as it is, I think The Birth of a Nation is a better film. And I've also seen Orphans of the Storm by Griffith, which was also not bad and was much shorter. So if you're a film buff, watch it. Otherwise, you might not want to put it on your list. Next from the Pratt is an opera called Mephistopheles. I'm really interested in the Faust legend, and this is another opera adaptation of the legend, the other one being Faust by Gounod. I have to say I was not crazy about this. I thought the staging was good. I just didn't find it terribly compelling. Having a little collapse here, pardon me. Next is Moll Flanders, which was broadcast as a Masterpiece Theater production some years ago. I'm really eager to see this. I didn't get to see it when it was on television. I really like Alex Kingston, Daniel Craig, and Diana Rigg, who are all in it. Next is It's a Gift, classic comedy by W.C. Fields. Big fan of W.C. Fields. Excited to see this one. And last but not least is Border Incident. This is a classic film noir about human smuggling on the Mexican border. The more things change, the more things stay the same, yes? I watched about half of this when I checked it out of Hopkins, and unfortunately the DVD started to skip at a crucial moment, so I'm looking forward to finally seeing the last half of it. So if you've made it this far, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me for my next video.